right, Mustang fans, we are back with a unique recognition of a student athlete at Stockdale High School. Over the past couple of weeks, we've been posting videos and interviews with student athletes that have signed and committed to play at the college level. However, as we talk about, that Stockdale High School is the training ground for the next level. The next level isn't always college. And right now, we're joined with Nathan Kwon. Nathan, thank you for having me in your home via virtual interview.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Really happy to be here.
Absolutely. So this is exciting. We talk about next levels, and um, you have decided to forgo the college level, and you have made the decision to pursue your professional career in the sport of tennis. I think this is awesome. It's something I don't know a lot about, so I'm really excited to talk to you and learn about your next chapter.
Yeah, I'm really excited to talk about it just because I know a lot of people aren't familiar with it, and I love tennis. It's what I love to do, so I'm always open to talking about it.
Right on. Well, this is something that you've done all your life. You had just mentioned before we started recording that you've done quite a bit of traveling. You had a year where you spent over 150 days or somewhere around there in a hotel room because you've done this before. And now you get to do it professionally, not just at the amateur level. You are going to be a professional tennis player traveling. Kind of explain what went into your decision, and then we can get into what it's going to look like. Why'd you choose to go pro? And what are you looking forward to in this next chapter?
Yeah, so I've had a long time tennis coach that helped me, develop and grow not only as a player, but as a person. I really trust his opinion a lot. I've worked with him since I was 9 years old, and he's worked with a lot of top professional tennis players, and he's very honest and he'll tell you if he thinks you can do it and if you can't. And over the past couple of years, he's just been super honest with me, just telling me like if I work hard, if I, stay on the path and if I keep doing what I'm doing, I have enough work put into this already that he believes that I'm ready for that next step. And you know, a lot of times in other sports, college is the next logical step to go pro. But in tennis, it's slightly different because a lot of the times you end up playing the same players over and over again, just because we're all in the same country. But tennis is so international that it helps to get yourself out there and kind of get acclimated to that different playing styles from people from other countries. And you go to places in Spain and stuff, and you want to be playing on a hard court, you'll be playing on clay. So there's just so much to adjust to. And my coach was basically telling me that he believes that I'm ready for that next step, and I know this is what I love to do, so I'm really excited to do it as a full-time job now.
Well, I think this is so unique and so exciting to talk about, um, and educational for me because I don't know what the professional tennis landscape looks like. And you had just mentioned international events that you get to really get into and enter into and travel to. Obviously, you'll play in some events around the United States as well, getting to play against new competitors. What does that look like getting into to the start? You don't just jump into the ATP. How does this start for you, getting your start at your professional career?
Yeah, so the first couple events that I'll be playing for probably the next 12 months or so, when we're able to start playing, is called the Futures and Challengers Tour. So it technically is still professional events, but it's not as high prize money and not as hard to get into. So think of that more as like the minor leagues of baseball. You have to work up, and obviously since I'm just starting out, I don't have any points in the ATP, so I have to work up somehow. So I'll be doing that for probably about a year or two, and then I'll see how it goes there. And then, if all goes well, I'll be, I'll have enough points to play in the bigger events.
Now, Nathan, I am born and raised in Bakersfield. I didn't get out of Bakersfield very often, other than just college. You've done traveling yourself, and now you get to travel, compete in the sport you love. What country are you looking forward to either going back to or traveling to for the first time to play in a professional event?
Yeah, so I was really looking forward to playing in Greece because I've heard like the scenery there is just absolutely beautiful. It's just a great atmosphere. I've heard so many good things from my friends, and I heard it's a lot of fun. Actually, another place, it's not out of the country, but I really like going to Texas. I've been there think 4 times now, And every tournament that I played there, I've just like absolutely enjoyed. I've been to San Antonio twice and then Austin twice, and like both all four times, it's just been like I just loved it there.
Yeah, I understand the Greece one. I didn't expect the Texas answer, but that's all right.
Yeah.
Looking forward to seeing what you do in your next tournament in Texas. You probably had some positive results in your last few.
Yeah, yeah, that was I think I have a lot of fond memories there because I played my very first national event in Austin, and I just think the city is beautiful, and I just always had a good time there with my friends. So yeah, probably just a lot of good memories associated with Texas.
That's awesome. Nathan, you came over to Stockdale your sophomore year. Your senior year, really, you didn't get a chance to play and compete for your high school because of the school closures, and it ended really awkwardly with the graduation and the senior checkouts, and everything has just been so different and sometimes depressing. However, I'm sure you've made a few memories along the way. Do you have any good memories that you would like to share about your time at Stockdale?
Yeah, I have so many to think of. I've loved every moment here. I think Stockdale is an amazing school, and I really enjoyed my time, like especially being a student athlete here. I think that was a really good experience. But one standout for me was last year we played Clovis West, and you know how those Clovis schools are. So um, I think Coach Hillstead was telling me it's been like I think somewhere in between like 12 or 13 years that we hadn't beat them, and it was down to my match with a good friend of mine, Artyom, and we were down. It was a 10-point tiebreaker, and I believe we were down 9-7, and Coach Hillstead like literally had already started putting in Clovis West for the match win. Like it was we were down and out. We were playing, I think they're number one and they're number five. Like they had like, their lineup was like completely stacked, and, it was really, really intense. It was, the match to end it. And we saved multiple match points and eventually clinched the win. And, that was so huge, just coming back, beating Clovis West. And, we had some run-ins with them in the past, and they weren't, they weren't always the best. So it felt really good to get that win.
What a great memory. I'm glad you shared it. I can add on to that. I vividly remember how excited Coach Hillstad was when he called me to give me the results so that we can call those into the newspaper. And I believe you're right. I believe it was 12 years since the last time that our boys tennis team had beaten Clovis West. That's what a cool memory. I'm glad to hear it came down to your match. Nobody better than Nathan Kwon to go ahead and ice that match. So that's great to hear. Nathan, it's been quite a journey for you uh, at the amateur level of tennis, at the high school level of tennis, and now you're moving on to pros. I'm sure you've had a lot of people around you that support you. Let me hand you the mic and say, who would you like to thank for all the help along the way?
Yeah, gosh, I have a lot of people to thank. I just feel incredibly blessed just to have, so many people like helping me out. And first off, I'd like to thank God. I just feel absolutely blessed to be in the position that I am. And then, of course, my mom. She's done literally everything. She's always there, always supporting for, so many years, day in, day out. So, she's out on the court just as much as I am, which is not easy. She's always there supporting. And then lastly, um, I'd like to thank everyone at Stockdale. I think the atmosphere was just a really, really good place for me to grow, like in just so many different areas. And then my personal coach too. Coach Hillstead was an amazing coach for me, and I learned a lot from him. But I also had a personal coach as well. His name's Robert, and I've been working with him since I was 9 years old, and I think both of those coaches have played a huge role in how I've developed as a player.
That's great to hear. Nathan, do you have any advice for any young athletes coming up, whether it be in the sport of tennis or a different sport in any way? They're just about to hit the high school level and they want to reach the goals and accomplishments that you have reached. What advice would you send down to them?
Yeah, definitely take it day by day. It's a little overwhelming to think of like this huge end goal in mind, and it's always important just to set small goals. I always had little goals for me, this month I want to do this, and it's good to take things day by day. And then also if you find something that you like just go for it. Like honestly, just give it 110%. Like no one has anything to lose. Like you only have things to gain from this. You'll learn, good work ethic. I've learned so much from tennis already, and if you just keep going for it and just, have a lot of good realistic goals in mind, I really do think anything's possible. You just have to put the work in, and if you have the right attitude and just keep a good mindset, like, literally anything's possible.
That's awesome. It reminds me of a quote that one of my old coaches said: "Your 5-year plan means nothing if your 5-day plan isn't great." So that I appreciate those words to live by. Nathan, I think it's really cool what you're doing. I think you're going to have some experiences to share even later on. I appreciate the memory here at Stockdale, but I would love to hear your memories that you make in your future now. When you do come back and hang out in Bakersfield, be sure to come by Stockdale and say hi to us. We will all be following you and your journey at the professional level. Thank you for meeting with me, and good luck along the way.
Yeah, thank you for having me, and I'll definitely be sure to stop by. I have a lot of good memories at Stockdale.
Thank you, Nathan, and good luck on the next chapter of your athletic career, the professional tennis career. It's pretty awesome, and I can't wait to see what happens. And Mustang fans, if you missed our last video with CIF Scholar Athlete Award winner Adam Mayer, just click right here. I got you covered. And if you want to be notified of all future videos on this channel, just subscribe by clicking right here. For now, signing off, this is your athletic director, Justin Roberts. See you, Mustangs.